if I get the win, it's a surprise. If I don't, they weren't expecting it. Do you feel that way? Or?
There's always odds on paper, but my odds are the same for every fight in my mind. It's 50-50. One person's going in with a win, one person's going in with a loss. And so it's right down the middle, 50-50. Any day could be my day. And so I don't see myself as an underdog, I see it as right down the middle.
How does it feel being back in the main event of one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year for UFC, their year-end one?
Oh, it's really, I feel undeserving, you know. I feel like that with any big opportunity in my career, but I don't want it to pass me without making the most of it.
Holly, if there's any issues with Cris and her weight cut, and she doesn't, for whatever reason, make the weight, would you still accept the fight with her?
She better make weight.
Are Holly's homies, no I me in the gang, are they going to be here?
My Holly's homies will be here. They won't be here till, I think, late Friday night, but they'll be here. So, which, I mean, they've been all the way over to Australia with me, and they'll be here actually sitting with my family, not in the fight.
Do you spend time with them really after they get here? Or just
sometimes, if I can spend some time with them, I do love it, because they always kind of bring a little bit of relax into the mood here, you know. So I definitely, I really appreciate when they can make it.
The last time Cris was in any sort of trouble in her career in the last 10 years was against Serena Bars in the Muay Thai fight. Do you look at that in what could be a stand-up fight Saturday night as potential tactics or holes in the game?
I do, but not to the full extent. It's just, okay, well, we can take these things from that fight, but other than that, I mean, in that kind of a fight, it stops if somebody hits the ground and you stand back up, and this is a whole different situation. So there's definitely things you can take from it, but I don't put my entire, you know, focus on just that fight.
With the Zuffa boxing being an official thing now, would you perhaps entertain the idea of going back to boxing?
No, I don't feel the passion to box anymore. I really, I don't ever want to offend anybody from the boxing world. I 100% am so grateful for my entire career in boxing. The reason why I came to MMA is because this is where my passion is now. So I wouldn't go back just to say I could or would, because that's not really what I really am passionate about right now. Especially at 36, everybody keeps asking me how much longer I'm going to fight. I want to finish all my fights at MMA because I had so many more years in boxing that I want to do as much as I can in MMA.
If not competing, would you perhaps be interested in like, I don't know, an analyst role?
I would love it.
Like that, right?
That,
with
absolutely.
your experience?
I still love to watch boxing. I still love to really get in there and see what people's, you know, game is, and I love it. I still love to watch it. I just don't, if I'm going to compete, I just want to compete in MMA right now, but I would love to be able to be involved with the boxing in any other way. That would be awesome.
So no chance there that the boxing fight with Katie Taylor, you can officially rule that out?
Right now, I'm telling you, I just don't feel a passion for boxing. It's just, if I don't feel it in my heart, why would I do it? So that's really as far as it goes, you know. There could be a lot of pressure, especially with this happening. I mean, that's one of the main questions, a lot of pressure, like, you gotta box because now it's, you know, this is your time to finally be able to box with a lot of people watching, and it's just not where my heart's at.
Has the UFC told you what their plans are for the division in terms of filling out the roster in this weight class?
I have no idea. I haven't been talked about it, and I haven't asked about it.
Should you win, would the instant rematch make the most sense, do you think, then?
I said, there's really, for me, I can't ever think past what's going on now, because I can't think about a rematch when this fight hasn't happened. You know, we'll see what happens.
So, although you said you can't think past this, I know that you've shown interest in going back to bantamweight and getting a title back there. Do you think a title defense will be first, or do you think you'd return to bantamweight?
I don't know. I always just want to take each opportunity as they come. So whatever happens first is what I'll do.
And Amanda Nunes said, her team said she'd be interested in potentially fighting the winner of this. Is that something you'd welcome?
I would welcome whatever opportunity comes with whatever.
I was speaking to the fighters in Winnipeg a couple of weeks ago, and they were loving the fact that they could get their fight in before Christmas. What's it been like to be dieting over the Christmas period?
every time that I had to make a sacrifice of not being able to do what I wanted for the holidays, I just thought it's just a reminder that I'm being dedicated for a reason and it'll pay off later. So it was pretty easy for me. I still enjoy hanging out with my friends, whether I can indulge in all the food and drink or not. So the relationships that I have with my friends, that's really what I care about the most. So I still enjoyed my holidays. I trained in the morning, hung out with the family, maybe went back at night, trained. It just depended. Even Christmas Day, I went into the gym, went to the foothills, got a long run in, and then I went and hung out with the family and just got my workout out of the way so that I didn't have to have that in the back of my mind and just got to sit and hang out. Don't get me wrong, there's always that, stress on the back of your mind knowing what you have coming, but I feel good.
People is always talking about how he shocked the world, against Ronda, and like Cyborg would be probably, is what your coach said, that you would shock the world again. Do you think that would top the fight with Ronda?
I don't think that I can compare the two at all, but to be able to do it twice instead of just once just makes it, as a whole, just exciting for my career. But that doesn't make the other fight not significant. It doesn't make this one more significant to do it. It's just to be able to have the opportunity to do it twice is, I just want to make sure that I take advantage of being in the position I'm in right now.
If you beat her, do you think you would be considered the best female fighter in the world?
I don't ever see myself that way, but I would be very proud of it, for sure. I feel like it would be huge and something that I can take, have with my legacy.
How do you see her legacy though? How do you see her in the sports and as her opponent?
She's done a lot for the sport. She's been dominant. She hasn't lost in over 10 years, and that's huge. That's really hard to do. That's really hard to accomplish, especially in MMA. There's so many ways that a fight can go. So I know I'm up against the toughest opponent that there is in Cyborg, and coming up in weight. And I know I'm facing a lot of things that are against my favor, but that doesn't mean that it's impossible.
You're a teammate of Jon Jones. Has he helped you at all in the preparation for this? Do you see him much these days? I
haven't talked to him a whole lot lately, just a little bit here and there. He always has positive, anybody who's been around Jon always knows he's kind of a contagious, positive person. So with that, and he always, believes in me, and that gives me strength.
Would you like to see him back? Do you think he'll be coming back down the gym again soon? Do you miss him?
Everybody misses Jon, and I've been able to see him here and there, but I want to see him anytime. He's a friend of mine. In the gym, out of the gym, being able to see him fight again, all of that. I want the best for him.
Look, what's the next 24 hours look like for you compared to, I guess, when you're trying to make bantamweight? Is it a lot easier, or is it?
I'm still going to be on the same, kind of schedule. I'm going to go cut weight about the same time, but definitely not going to be having to cut that long because I don't have as much to cut. But really, other than that, I'll probably be on the same schedule. Why not? Why change something that works for you?
Cyborg put the poster of the fight in her